increases in water and electricity tariff for second quarter of the year to take effect from today. We'll hear from some Ghanaians who say the adjustment will worsen the cost of living.
Even to get a job is not easy. And when you get a job, because of the materials, the price of materials, and now we are going to increase the electricity bills, it will affect us a lot.
Also this morning, over 9 million SIM cards to be deactivated for failing to meet May 31 deadline set by the National Communication Authority. Some affected Ghanaians who throng the headquarters of the NIA want another extension. And much later, Ghana Integrity Initiative says Supreme Court unanimous verdict on unconstitutional action by President enforcing former Auditor General Daniel Domelevo to proceed on leave must serve as catalyst to fight graft even harder.
I was operating in a very toxic environment, a situation where you watch what you drink, you watch what you eat, you even watch who you talk to and what you say.
We have details of these stories and a lot more if you stay with us for the next 10 minutes. A pleasure that you could be a part of this morning's bulletin. It's streaming live on Facebook. Our handles 3FM927. I am Eric Mawuena Egbeta. Let's get into the details and be prepared to pay higher for electricity and water. That is because the upward review of tariffs by the Public Utility and Regulatory Commission takes effect today. The PURC has justified its decision to increase electricity tariffs by 18.3% for the second quarter of the year. The decision, according to the PURC, comes amidst increasing costs of fuel and gas, city depreciation, inflation, among many others. But already, some Ghanaians say they will be gravely affected by the upward adjustment. Some of them have been speaking to 3FM.
Even to get a job is not easy. And when you get a job, because of the materials, the price of materials, and now we are going to increase the electricity bills, it will affect us a lot. Maybe you can negotiate with the customer, he will understand. At times, some of them will not understand you. So you have to take the old price.
Very tough.
Things are going to get worse for us. We already spend 500 cedis a week on electricity alone.
The
industrial machines pull a lot of electricity, so when we don't have lights and our lights is cut out, we would have to buy it, and the 18% will definitely affect us.
The reactions of some Ghanaians to the upward adjustment of utility tariffs from today. Now, for about 9 million active telco subscribers yet to re-register their SIM with the Ghana card, their only hope is another potential extension. Hundreds of people throng the headquarters of the National Identification Authority to secure their Ghana cards, intending to register their SIM cards as the deadline expired yesterday. Already, the NCA has deactivated about 6.1 million SIM cards which belong to subscribers who had completed only stage 1 of the current re-registration exercise. Many customers therefore called for an extension of the deadline.
I
was here yesterday. I couldn't register. That's why I'm here today. The SIM is what I work with. If it's disconnected, I will suffer.
Yeah. It's somebody we can, because maybe I made me worry. Yes, sure, say name is Abraham card.
They should extend the deadline.
Meanwhile, Executive Secretary for the National Identification Authority, Professor Kenneth Ifwa, says the NI cannot be blamed for the chaos.
We have done a mass registration exercise as required by law. Some Ghanaians elected not to go and get registered. Understandably, somewhere outside the country, somewhere in hospitals, somewhere, whatever, unable to. But a broad majority of Ghanaians who are thronging our offices today cannot rightfully blame us because we did not fail to make our services available to them. We made our services available to them.
That's the Executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority, Professor Ken Atefua. Now, the Ghana Integrity Initiative says the latest Supreme Court ruling on former Auditor General Daniel Domelevo must serve as a catalyst to fight corruption even harder. The Supreme Court, by unanimous decision on Wednesday, ruled that the action of the President was unconstitutional in asking the former Auditor General to proceed on accumulated mandatory leave. Speaking on Ghana Tonight, Programs Manager of Ghana Integrity Initiative, Mary Ada, said the judgment will set precedent.
We would believe that the fight against corruption goes on. You know, Domelevo made a significant statement, and people continue to cite him for it, that fighting corruption in Ghana is a hard sell. And if you fight it, it tends to fight you back, because there are many people who are beneficiaries of the corrupt system. And so when you tend to take them up, they would definitely fight you back. But it does not in any way discourage some of us who have taken this up. And I believe this verdict today should rather propel others to join this fight.
Well, the former Auditor General Daniel Domelevo, in an interview, said the office of the President should be the one complying with the laws and not breaking them. He spoke exclusively to Alfred Okanse yesterday.
I was operating in a very toxic environment, a situation where you watch what you drink, you watch what you eat, you even watch who you talk to and what you say among your colleagues, because you know that you are operating in an enemy territory. I think it was wrong. So to me, it was a relief, even though many people think otherwise. The highest office of the land, the office of the President, should rather be seen as enforcing or complying with the laws of the land instead of being at the forefront.
That's from Auditor General Daniel Domelevo. You're listening to the news here on 3FM 92.7. To some other matters, politics, to be specific, and the Electoral Commission has announced it will hold the by-election in Asin North come June 27. A statement issued by the Electoral Commissioner Jean Mensah in accordance with Article 1125 of the 1992 Constitution said the decision followed the annulment of the elections which took James Chachikwason to Parliament. The statement said nominations will be received at the Asin North District Office of the Commission from Monday, June 12 to Wednesday, June 14 from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on each day. Already, the two leading parties, the NDC and the NPP, have pitched camp in the constituency, vigorously campaigning. The NDC has backed the former MP James Chachikwason despite criminal trial started against him by the state. Let's take you to the Ashanti region now, where 9 of the illegal miners who were arrested yesterday for intrusion of the Obuasi mine underground have been remanded. 74 of the other miners have been granted bail. It follows reports that about 300 illegal miners had been trapped in one of the shafts at Anyem in the Obuasi East District of the Ashanti region. My colleague Ibrahim Abubakar reports.
A day after the unrest, the intrusion by illegal miners into Obuasi mine underground appears to be far from over. While the police was escorting the last batch of miners who had earlier refused to come out for fear of being arrested to the police station, 16 more miners were accosted in their attempt to go and prospect for gold illegally in AGA's underground areas.
A report by my colleague Ibrahim Abubakar. We end the news, and many playwrights have paid glowing tributes to renowned literary writer Professor Ama Ataidu, who passed yesterday. She passed at 81, and the legendary writer is known for her immense contributions to African literature and a strong viewpoint on colonialism. Some of them, the playwright spoke to 3FM.
She was quite an intelligent chap. She didn't speak much, but her whole presence reeked of intelligence.
We should not rush like she died today and say, oh, let's name a theater, let's name this. I think what must happen is we are mourning her in the appropriate way, but the nation must find the right way to honor her.
She was a very proud African. She was not afraid to say what she thought about what the Europeans had done to us. she was somebody whose opinion reverberated around the world as far as, the place of Africans in the world.
Those are some playwrights eulogizing Professor Amata Edu. And in this morning's edition of the news here on 3FM 92.7. As always, a lot more news if you log on to 3news.com. Johnny Hughes, the rest of the Sunrise team, they're up next with the best breakfast show in the capital. Good morning.